Hi all, in the previous photo we have seen types of array, and today we will be going with ordering of array. So basically ordering is a sense, let's say we have an example like one array is there and the value will be 5, 10, 6, some random numbers are there. Let's say I will be adding some 8. So sometimes what we need is array should be sorted and R sort, like reverse sorted we need, and sometimes we need shuffling. So those kind of things we say these as a ordering. So there are some methods, like let's say methods. So first say that sorting and R sort and shuffle and reverse. So we will be going with one by one on these things. So let's say we have an array, as consider this one only array, like we have declared in the initial begin. Let's say in the initial begin, we have declared this array. The values will be 5, 10, 6, any numbers we can say. It's not a restricted one, like based on the size of the array. So for this we need to, if I want to do some short, like the output should be 5, 6, 8, 10. So for this one I will be adding this array, like array name, array and method short. So what will happen is with this function, it's a basically a function. So with this, the our output should come in this way. If I want to add some dollar display, right? So dollar display array sorted, and just print that array, um, like normally we'll be printing with array in percentage 0p. So now array you add it, so we will be saying. So one way like sorting is there, and reverse sort, like whatever the output of the previous array we will be having, that will be reversed, like 8, 10, 6 and 5. And shuffling will be like, let's say in the shuffling what will happen is, any random numbers can come. And one one more is reverse, like we have seen reverse. And now one more pending thing was r short, like short in the reverse way. Like earlier we have this shorted, right? So reverse short that will come, and in the reverse, like whatever the array we have written, so that will be printed in reverse way, 8, 6, 10, 5. So consider an example, like let's say we will be working on EDA playground. So there we will be clarifying the more most of the things. Let's open a EDA playground. So let's say a model TB and model. So let's declare an array. Let's say my array int array, and the size of the array, um, let's say some random numbers I'll be giving. So in the initial begin, like here, it's not necessary we are fixed size array we are working on this one. No, even we can work on dynamic array as well. So for our understanding, I've just taken this 5 elements. So array, and I will be writing some array numbers like 5, 10, and 6 and 8. So some random numbers I have given, and if and let's display array ordering. So here, if I want to add this array dot sort, my array is now sorted. So just see how what will be the output of this one. Select a simulator, save it, and run it. So it is saying illegal. Sorry, the typo mistake. Assignment pattern is illegal due to assignment pattern is incomplete. So what is happening here is like we are assigning the values and 5. Okay, see, pattern is incomplete. Like we have fixed size, right? So here we have just four numbers. Let's add some another number. 13 I will be just random. So main agenda here is to understand the methods like sorting. Like if you see here, the output will be 5, 6, 8 in the increasing order. So one way is sorting, and let's say one more example. If I add this reverse sort, so in the decrement order it will come. Let's add some reverse ordering. So anyway, it will be printing in the reverse order. But let's add one more thing like a reverse ordering. See here, reverse ordering, we are getting like decrement order. So now if I add shuffle in between, let's say what will happen is, sorry, shuffle will be adding, stop this one and say once more and run it. So anything can comes like it's not a shuffling is like any random number it can come. So this is shuffling, and let's say one more way, reverse, like fire reverse and shuffling. Sorry, that was a or short. It should be printed or short, and this is short. So now if you see like whatever the output here we have in the shuffling order, right? 6, 10, 5, 13, 8. It will be reversed. Like first will be 8, then 13, then 5 in the same way. So let's analyze this one. Yeah, so array is reverse sorted. So these are the ordering I can say. Like normally we will be uh, dealing this kind of situation where we need the data in the increasing order or in the decreasing order or any random numbers. So those are the things. So we will be knowing. Thanks. In this video, we will be working on structures and unions. Like let's say we have an example. Let's go with the one by one. Let's say for this syntax for the structures will be like struct and the data type and the variable name. Let's say here we will be variable name and another data type variable 2, like another data type variable 3, like that we will be having multiple things we can add, and at the end like once your variable got completed you just close these brackets and give the name of the struct. So here, see, normally in the arrays, what we need to work is like single data type. Like let's say we have the int and array name and some variables. Like if I leave it as it is, like that will be my dynamic array. And if I add some numbers here, that will be fixed size array. So those are the things just limited to one type. So here there are some things required. Let's say we will be working on some a person name is there, and we need to add some his age. So name will be string and his age will be integer type. And suppose if we want to add some his salary and all, it's like we can add some even though in integer way, like, and if his salary is fixed like 6 digit is there, so we can add this 6 digit salary, something like that. So if these kind of things we need, then we should be going with the structures here. So here this is the use case of structure. So as we have seen the syntax, so let's consider an example like change the pen. So struct and the person name, I will be giving that string, and that I will be giving some names like variable name. I just declare for my understanding. I will be giving this name only, and his age will be in the integer type, and let's say his integer. Let's say his ID. If I want to add some integer, like see here, like if you see here, I have declared int, and in another way I have added integer. Like we have covered this int, integer, and all in the previous shadow. For now, like it will be the four state, and this int will be two state. So now let's say if I want to add his salary, so his salary will be fixed. Let's say if I add that bit 4 down to 0, and I will be giving this number salary. So just close it, and we'll be ending this one, and struct and structure name. Let's say structure name, I will be giving any name we can give. Like for now, I will be giving his employee or something like that. So now if I want to write or if I want to add something to these like name, what is the name, his age, ID, salary. So let's add in the initial begin. So employee I have given, right? So employee I will be giving employee dot name. Like his name I can add as it is in string, right? Let's give I will be giving my name only. Let's say I will be giving my name Ola Habib here, and employee dot age, just give some random name, age like integer, so let's give some 18, and another employee dot id, like it's an integer, right? Like I will be giving some 4, and salary like employee dot salary, it's a like 5-bit I have given, right? 5 tick binary 10010, just give some numbers like. So this is where we can declare, like if I want to add some display and all, we'll be going on this one in EDA playground. So this is the one structures. So one more way, like the if I want to uh, write another like employee, so again in the same way, instead of like just copy it and paste it. So here like two times I will be declaring, right? So in the previous name, whatever the I will be adding some numbers, meaning here some string I will be changing, numbers, age, those things are there. So for doing that kind of things, like take type def use case. Here we have some type def. So type def. So here what will happen is like, so here you need to declare this type def like employee like E1, E2. So E1 will be corresponding to Maula Habib, and E2 another person, let's say Pawan or something. So those are the things, just change according to. So this is the one type def. So let's go to the EDA playground and module. So define struct, and I was just explaining, right? What is name we have given, like string, int, integer, and the bit. So just as it is, just print here like string and name I will be giving, and int age I will be assigning, and another integer I have given that ID variable name, and one more was bit salary. Okay, so it's 4 down to 0 variable name and salary, and complete this one, and I was giving this employee. So use initial begin employee dot name, just copy these things, name, age, and ID, I'm just writing one by one. Salary. So his name, I have given my name, right? String should be always in the double quotes. All Habib I will be adding, and is I just say to 18 and any number, like it's not my 18. So again it's a integer, just give some number 4, and salary is just it's a 5 word, right? 5 take binary 1 1 0 1, some numbers you can give, and dollar display if you use name. Name is in percentage s, and let's add his age percentage d, and id again percentage d, and salary again percentage b binary. So if you add this employee dot name, employee dot age, it's a simple thing. I just wanted to tell you about the structures, unions, and all. Save it. Okay, select simulator. Okay, syntax error. Line number 10. Okay. See here, now whatever the data we are assigning to this structure, right, that is getting printed. So this is the one way I can say. Let's say if I want to add one more way, sorry, like one more control copy, and if I use paste it right here, let's add some power one and 18. Just add any number, his ID, and his add one more one. So two times, no doubt, like the prints will come the as per our statement, but I'm telling about the use case of type def. So if I use type def, what will happen? Like structs. So here, like every time we don't need to give. Like here, let's say that like, I will be adding this E1, comma E2. So just uh, replace this E1 with E1, like employee one, and this E1, E1, and E1. So replace all the things E1. Here I will be adding employee 2. Like that, we can add any n number of employees. The same output will come. And one more thing I wanted to tell you, right? Whenever we write some sequences, so during that time, like uh, you guys might have seen some backslash. So what it means is this continuation of this line number 21 is like until this semicolon comes. So this is the continuation. Let's say if I add one more backslash and next, right? So it's like continuation. Like even though sometimes we might be writing some register values and all. So during that time, if you see this backslash, it means that that semicolon is not ended and it's a continuation of that line. Let's say if I save and run one more time. See this time like age will become like here if you see here we have some spaces, right? So because of that we are able to see these spaces in our thing. So I want to tell you like even this backslash and all just for our understanding purpose. So we will be let's run one more time. Yeah. So if you see here, like we have not added this 0D and all, right? Because of that, we are having some those many bits are reserved. So these are the things for structures. Yeah, thanks. So now we have covered the structures. Let's say the types of structure. Like before going to nuance, let's see some of the types of structure. So normally by default, the structures are like, let's say if you go to the upper one, so we have seen the structure. So this will be referring to a unpacked. So by default, if I consider type of structures will be unpacked. So there are two types of structures. One is packed and another is unpacked. So so normally what will happen is, let's say we have variables like a string name is there, um, int age should be there, and integer ID is there, and bit salary. So those things are there. So if I want to print all the variables in one format, let's say in the array, like even though this structure is a kind of array only, so whatever the data it has, so if I want to print in my print dollar display statement, I will be just adding this employee. Let's say if I add this dollar display and give some name structures and percentage 0p and this employee name, like structure name, like employee if I add. So I want to see all the data, like not one by one. Like in the previous example, we have seen like E1 dot name, E1 dot is, those things are there. Now I don't want to see all the data types separately. I want to see in one shot. So during that time, these things will be covered. Like so during that time, we will be having packed and unpacked. So now if you see that by looking at the syntax and all, it is like unpacked array. So the packed we explicitly mention like this is the type of structure is packed array. So for that what we have is, let's go to some. So for the packed what will happen is, let's say here in the type def normally we will be having and the structure. So here we need to mention that this is a packed. So let's say just make a color. So here I will be adding that packed. So in this one, like let's say here I will be adding some number, like let's say that we will be having the salary and the int ID or age, anything you can take. So here just mention that employee. So here what will be what will happen is, here like this is the packed array. So packed array in the sense packed structure. So during this time we will be getting, now if I want to add some string kind of thing, let's say here itself if I add string name. So string is not a data type, not a data type in the sense packed data type. It is not a packed data type. So others are like bit and the int integer, those things are packed data type. So I cannot include in my example. So let's see an example like this is we can consider. Let's say open a one new window. Just take the previous example. Yeah. So here if you see that we have added this employee one and all. Now if I want to add entire thing, let's say here if I want to print these things, right? So just comment out all the things. This is done, and I have added this event dot name will be a string name and all. Just see and run. What will happen? So by default, whatever the employee name we have created with subname, right? So this E1 will be printing. See, this is the kind of array. So now if I add in the pack, like my type, meaning the structure, if I add that as a pack, so what will happen? We should be getting an error. Reason like the string is not packed data type. See here the name, whatever we are adding to the string, unpacked member found in the packed structure or union. So packed structure employee contains unpacked member. So it is not a string is not a packed one. So if I save this and run it, so it is clear. Now we should, even though we are adding this, okay, so we should be commenting this as well. So now it should give all the uh, variables in one shot. See, age is there and ID, salary, those things are there. So this is the one thing like packed structures and unpacked structures. So now if I want to work on the union side, right? So see, normally in the unions, what will happen is it is almost similar to structures. Just the only thing is that whatever the value we are adding here, let's say it shares the same memory, common memory, it shares the same memory location. Let's say the employee dot name is using string as a Mola Habib. Like in the age, like when it goes to age rate, this name will be gone. So the data will be lost here. So if I consider like what I'm mean to say is, let's take a pen. So what I was telling is like here the name whatever we are giving, right? So here if I want to print something, let's say in the dollar display statement, if I add this like the syntax for union, let's say that syntax will be same like whatever the structure is we have, like let's say we know the type def and all. So just type def. So here you add union. So here you add union and just add some variable name, like bit 31 down to 0 salary, and just add one more int id. So here just union name, you can add union name. So here like this is the syntax, normal syntax. So whenever the data whatever we are trying to add to this variable, let's say for name, right now we have added this salary only, right? So if I add the salary or the id, the previous data will be lost here. So that is the one thing in the unions